And we are. We are.
Good evening and welcome to the Wyntis Hall Show. My name is Wyntis Hall, of course, and my guests for this evening I have Dr. and Dr. Wrex and Karen Weaver. First of all, I want to say thank you for tuning in. Please share, tell a friend, share on your Facebook page. Remember, awareness is shareness. And we're going to go ahead and get started. And first of all, I just want to say I am just tickled pink to have you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Weaver. They on my show, y'all.
Wrex
And
and Karen.
I can't call them now. I got you because
Okay.
my mama get me, so I gotta be
That's
professional.
fine. That's fine.
Mr. and Mrs. Dr. Mrs. Weaver, Dr. Weaver, so funny. But I'm excited because I remember about a month or so ago, and we were all together, and a call came through, and they were talking about the forum, and I remember the caller that answered the phone, and they said she has a prior commitment that day because this show, I'm telling you, took a lot of preparation. We planned all of our guests out for the month, and they said, well, she has a prior commitment that day. And I was thinking about my show is that same day at 6 o'clock, so I was all ready to put up the cancel sign, and I said, what she got to do that day? And they said, your show. I said, my show? She gonna choose me. And I felt so special that she chose me because that shows your commitment just in your word. That meant a lot.
Well,
You
know
could have been
what?
on TV 25, 12.
But we had already talked. We had planned this a while ago. We had done this. And I know you were prepared. And we had selected this date and we had made plans. And I didn't want to go back on what I said, we'll be there. And to get Rex's schedule that way as well. I said, no, we'll be there. We will be there. And I'm happy to be
excited.
here.
Thank you.
I'm happy.
so
Now
much.
we'll see about him.
Oh, he's happy to be
He's
here.
happy to
too.
be here.
Yeah, that's my birthday twin, y'all. I found out we share the same birthday. I ain't gonna tell y'all, but we the same age too.
He's real young.
He's real young. I thank you. I thank you both. And this is your first sit down interview. And you could have went on Oprah, but you chose little old me. Thank you so much. Now, we talk about the history. And I remember talking to you,
Mm-hmm.
and you told me the T Wendell Williams building
Yes,
was your father's building.
that was my father's building. He bought the Northtown Theater because he wanted to put health services in our community, and we grew up on the north side.
Okay.
And so he wanted to provide medical services in our community, and it was supposed to be a building. It had Black physicians. I mean, the pharmacist who was my uncle. We had the lab tech. It was supposed to be one shop for health care.
Okay.
So he never got to practice there as a pediatrician because he died before everything came to fruition. But everybody else that he had talked with, as far as all, the physicians that were there, they all went into that building. Yes.
That is amazing.
Yes.
I did not know that. And I've been in that building plenty of times. As one of our doctors, Dr. Musa Muhammad,
Is there.
he was there, and I remember seeing the pharmacy and all of that there, and I was like, wow, this is right here. And people utilize that building
Right.
to this
Right.
day.
I mean, I remember because I was a kid, I was 7 when he died. And so it was Dr. West, Dr. Southall, Dr. Diggs. What was Fred's name? Fred Downs. Was that his name? Fred?
No. Can't remember.
Fred. And he had the he had the lab there.
Okay.
But my uncle was the pharmacist there. And so
I
it was something that was ahead of its time.
I was really amazed by that. I was like, Mama, she said, girl, I knew that. I said, well, I didn't know.
Yes.
And then when we were talking about that, my mom said, well, your granddad used to go to Dr. Rex's father.
Mhm.
So your dad was a
A
dentist.
dentist also, yes.
And the way my mom explained it to me, he could have went anywhere, but he wanted to serve his community.
Absolutely. He was the first black dentist from Flint.
Wow. The
He-
first black dentist.
From Flint, born
From
and
Flint.
raised in Flint,
Wow.
to come back and practice here. Yes.
Oh wow. Now that's something right there.
Yep.
The first black dentist. And then we talk about both of your fathers were doctors and both of your mothers were school teachers.
Correct.
So where did your mother teach at?
She taught at Manly.
Manly.
Mhm.
Okay.
She was a
Okay.
math teacher. That was her strong suit. Let's
A
put it
strong
that
suit.
way.
Okay. Okay. And your mother, Dr. Weaver?
You know what? She started at Fairview. She
Never
started
heard of
at
that one.
Fairview, and then she went to Parkland. Well, because you know what? My mother was 22, and she was the first black teacher in Flint. She was the first black classroom teacher.
The first black teacher and the first black dentist.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was a
yeah.
long time ago.
So it's a lot of history just right here. Just right here. I'm telling y'all, I'm just happy. I'm just so happy.
You,
How long have you guys been together?
let's see if he knows.
Yeah, let's see. Let's play the
We got married in '87.
Oh, you remember what she had on?
She had on a white dress.
Ah, you know a white girl. That's beautiful.
So 35 September will be 35 years.
35
years that we've been married, but we've known each other. You know, he's been chasing me since I was a little child.
Oh, okay. So y'all know each
My
other.
mother was in her parents' wedding.
He's been chasing me
He's
since
been chasing you.
since we were little kids.
Well, how did he chase you at night and you stay all the way in Southfield? So they say.
Oops.
Now y'all
You know what?
Y'all know I had to get a
Oh, they're
couple
gonna get it
digs
in already, huh?
You know I'm gonna get a couple digs in.
Southfield.
Southfield.
She had family there. But
she with you at night.
Every night.
See, I want
Every
to
night.
address that.
Well, you know what? That's so funny to me because I did hear, I never heard Southfield,
Mhm.
but I did hear people say, oh, I didn't know you lived here. Come on. I've lived in Flint other than when I went away to school.
And I remember
my
you told me
life.
you went to New York.
Yes, I went
Yep.
to school in Mississippi and New York.
Okay.
Other than that, I lived in Flint my entire life.
Oh man.
My entire life.
And see, I want to knock down some of the things that were being said. You know,
Mhm.
like you didn't live here, and
Mhm.
they've talked to your neighbors, and the neighbors talk with your husband, and your husband hasn't seen you in months. Now I'm sure she
You know
hasn't came
what?
on in
I see
months.
her every day.
Every day,
Every
and every
day.
night.
Every
you
day.
go.
But it was funny. I remember that is such a myth. Or can I, or should I just say it's not true? It's a lie.
rumor. You
How
can
about
say it's
that?
a lie.
All of those
It's a
things.
lie.
But I remember one time, this was after I was out of office, I was in my front yard and we were doing, you remember that?
Mhm.
And this guy, a neighbor, walked by and said, oh, you live here? I said, I've always lived here. And I mean, I'm so easy to find.
Right.
And I was just surprised. And my neighbor next door said he was talking to someone. He told me, yes, she does. What are you talking about? I said, I'm not hard to find.
Right.
Not hard to find. You can Google Earth me.
Google Earth.
Isn't that what it's
Yes,
called?
that's
Google
what it is.
Earth or
Google
something.
Earth.
You,
That's
okay.
what it is, and show your house right there.
Mhm. And
Well-
you'll see me there. Look, because he'll come looking for me if I'm out too long.
No, I believe you. I believe you. They say, you know, you don't say nothing, but I believe you.
Believe it. Believe it.
I believe you. Well, that's good. So when did politics first enter into your mind?
You mean for myself?
For yourself?
Because my dad was the first Black elected to the Board of Education.
Well, see, I was getting there.
So
You jumped ahead of me.
It's been in my family. I have my mother's brother was a councilman. He lived in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So he was involved. My sister was on the Board of Education. Never thought I'd be in politics.
Right.
Ever, never, ever.
Really? Because you
Mm-mm.
seen.
I volunteered on the campaign. I volunteered. Daryl Buchanan was running for mayor, and I volunteered on a campaign, and that was it.
Okay.
That was it. I got involved when I saw what was going on in my community. I just never stopped being involved at that level, but never thinking I'd be running for any office. I was busy trying to help someone get there. But it was a fluke. I said, you never know where something will take you, because I volunteered, and that's what got me.
Right.
That's what got me. So,
Any politicians in your family, political history?
Not really, even though my brother-in-law did try to run for
you
governor.
were in for governor.
Governor.
No, he did
Okay.
run for
Oh, you did?
run for
Okay.
governor.
That's right.
The last
He
time.
just didn't. He
Mhm.
didn't win, but he did.
But he ran.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Governor of Michigan.
Michigan.
Oh wow. Okay. So you're used to the political scene too, just a little bit. Just a bit. See, we both
He
sitting at
might,
the same
but
time.
ask him, does he like?
No, we got
Oh.
there yet. This is my
Let me
show.
shut
Oh, I just noticed your nails, beautiful nails, Marsha Williams. She did a good job.
Marsha.
So that's what we're gonna work up to.
Okay.
And so another question that I had is, how do you guys handle the negative aspects of being involved in public service?
It's hard, when they say things about my wife that I know aren't true, and hearing people believe in it, it makes it really hard not to react. Not that I'm a violent person or anything, but it's my wife,
Right, that's
and
right.
I don't want anybody talking about her.
You might do the Will Smith.
It might.
I don't put some things past him
Right,
now.
but that's.
But that was why he didn't want me to run.
So you be jumping ahead.
Okay, so are you asking me the same question you asked him?
No, because this is really, I wanted him on here, and you just here.
I crashed the party. I crashed the party.
No,
He said, "Please come."
I wanted the world to see
I
you
wanna
both
hear
of you
him.
together. And so you don't talk that much.
Nope.
And we hear a lot from her. And you remind me so much of my husband. He doesn't like politics.
It's not my favorite thing either.
He doesn't get involved. He sees me arguing on Facebook. It bothers him, but he likes to stay away from it. And when you heard a lot of the lies, and like you said, that's your wife. And my hot seat question, look how she looked at me. One big lie that I want to address is that she went with Deacon Gilchrist.
Well, I never believed that at all. First of all, I trust her. I trust him. Most of the time when they talk, it's on speaker, so I hear.
We're all together. I mean, we're all friends, the four of us.
His wife is there, so I never had any type of indication to think there was some issues that needed to be concerned with.
Now, one thing that caught me when you said you trust him, so you knew him?
No.
Okay.
I met him pretty much when she met him.
Okay.
But you hear different things, but I decide if I like somebody from what I see.
Absolutely.
And that's what I go by.
I'm glad you said that. This his woman. I'm glad you said that, because that has been a big overshadowed cloud. My mother, she said, you really need to let people hear that from Dr. Wrex Weaver's mouth. This is your wife.
Absolutely.
Regardless if it's Mr. Gilchrist or Morris Chestnut, you trust your wife.
That's right.
Should I say Morris Chestnut? Because you laughing. Now I'm trying to give you, like, he trusted you, and you over here turning red because I said Morris Chestnut. Okay. But you trust your wife. And how did you feel when the children? Because I know it had to upset the children when they would hear different lies. I call it a lie because the Bible said it's a lie.
Well, one good thing, they were older, and they know their mother,
Right.
and they know how she feels about Flint and the things that she was trying to achieve in Flint. So, I mean, yeah, it bothered them, but they knew what was right, and they knew she was trying to do right.
That's good.
So that's
But it
didn't have
bothered them.
Yeah, it bothered all of us.
It bothered them. That was my biggest thing. Because I knew he wasn't good either. Because he wanted to fight.
Right.
He wanted to fight. I'm just going to be honest. But my kids were hurt. And that's the part I don't like about politics, when people say, what's the hardest part about it? Because I remember when we were talking about it, Wrex said, I know you would do a good job. He said, I just don't know if I can deal with people talking about you. He said, that's going to be hard for me. And I was glad that the kids were grown, but
You still didn't know.
and it would hurt them when they would hear these things, and knowing that I wasn't messing around, wasn't stealing.
Stealing money.
You know,
Right.
wasn't handing out ballots.
Mhm.
You
Oh
know,
yeah,
all
tell
those
them, Wrex,
things.
tell them.
So
Yeah.
it really rubbed me the wrong way.
I know it did. And
Still does.
woo, I don't know if I'm gonna run out of it. But when I sit here and I ask you these things, and knowing that I was a part of it, I remember meeting you the first time right here in this building. We a Virgo Libra. You was quiet, but you could feel. You was checking out the energy.
Right.
You was checking out the sincerity. And I think, we're okay. I'm not saying, we're about to skip out and go to Cedar Point, but, I apologize to you too, because like you said, this is your wife, but you're the head of the household. It's your family. And just, I believed it too. As my Pastor Hill would say, a lie will grow legs and run. People love lies. They love to hear, because he said a lie sounds better than the truth.
Absolutely.
Don't nobody want to hear that two successful Black doctors, married, 3 children, together, 35 years. Oh, that's too much.
That should be what you want to hear.
It should be.
We're all from Flint. We should be, wanting each other to be successful and to succeed, because if I do well, I bring you with me. That's how it should be to me. And so that's what's so amazing, I think, is sometimes you don't want to see that.
Right. And we did it, sometimes it's bad because, how can I say it? I'm going off script, because we don't have to have other people to do it. We do it to each other.
Right.
And that's what I can understand. The same people that want to move forward, seems like it's the same people that's causing more division.
That's right.
Mayor Weaver, will you commit to trying to unify the city when you win?
I know I'm doing it now. I'm going to start before that, because you're always in a position to do those kinds of things. I wasn't the mayor. I'm not the mayor, but I was still in position to be able to speak up for Flint,
Right.
and to fight for Flint, and to bring people together. So I don't believe I will continue to do that, but I believe we should be doing that now. And it makes me think about, I'll have people say, well, why are you talking to Wyntis? Why'd you talk to Tanya? Why'd you talk to, why are you friends with, why you talk to Art? Why you talk to all? I'm thinking, wait a minute, I thought we're supposed to be coming together.
Right.
I thought we were supposed to be coming together and giving each other chances. That's the only way we're going to move forward. If I say, no, I'm not going to talk to you ever, what would that do? And it seems like we should want to see each other come together. And I know there were people, I know people have taken flack for it. I know I had some strong people out there, fighting for me. In fact, Can I give a shout out?
Give your shout
Because
outs.
I know Brenda Boyd took some flack. I know Derek Smart took some flack.
Yeah.
Debbie Nickens has taken some. You did. Tanya did. Art has people that have said, you know what? Either they were with me and they fought, or they said, wow, I made a mistake. I was wrong. So let's move forward together.
Mm-hmm.
And so we say we want unity, but do we?
That's what I've been asking, but
Right.
I want unity too.
Right, I do, because I think that's the only way we're going to be able to get everything that we deserve as residents of the city of Flint.
That's
Is
right.
us coming together,
Yeah, that's
because
right.
we're stronger
Together.
We're stronger when we come together and we have a louder, bigger voice.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the answer is yes.
And you showed that to me and many others by keeping your word coming here tonight. Because like I said, you could have been at that forum, TV 12,
Mhm.
you know, you didn't have to be here. And I again, I appreciate you doing that, keeping your word. Has your wife always kept her word?
Yes, she has. But I want to add one other thing.
Yes, sir.
It's just like when she lost.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I wanted her to win.
Right.
But I also wanted him to do a good job because I do work here, live here.
Yes, you do.
This is my home. I want things to be the best they can be.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I wasn't a cheerleader for him, but I was hoping he would do a good enough job.
Right.
I haven't quite seen that,
Right.
especially for all of Flint.
Right. All of Flint.
And
I know
that's what's important. You know, it's more than one or two areas that you need to look out for.
Absolutely.
You know?
And people can't say that you aren't a champion for the city, because every morning and every afternoon on my way to my mother's house, your car is there at your office. Every day. Every day.
Try not to miss too many days.
You don't. You don't miss any days.
If he's not there on Fridays, he's over at him.
Yeah, I work at Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you go. Is it like a?
I work there on Fridays and half a day on Wednesday.
Wow. So you just still giving back to your community. That's awesome.
Trying.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting. Let me get back on the script. So, when she said she wanted to run again, did you say, "I'm gonna hit the door, you gonna hit the door"?
Well, first of all, like I said, politics is not my thing.
Right.
And no, I didn't really want her to, but I know that it's important to her, and she wants to do good for Flint. And so it's kind of hard when you have a person that really wants to do a good job, to hold them back.
Right.
So, I might not be walking up and down the street with her,
Right.
but I'm behind her 100%.
That's awesome. You beside her 100%.
It was nervous. I remember one day Adrian came home because they'd been up at the office working, and she said, why don't you just tell us you're running again? It was like she said, everybody else knows, and you haven't said anything to us. I'm like, so, because I got to tell your dad.
Right. Be quiet, Adrian.
She's like, why don't you just tell us, Mom? And then I said, oh, me.
Well, what about your son? How did he feel? Like boys are protective of their mothers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's pretty much the same way as I am.
Okay. Okay.
I know. Yeah.
He doesn't like when people are saying things.
Right.
So
When we
he's the youngest.
Right.
he's
Doug
the,
is the
Doug
youngest.
is the
He's the
youngest?
baby.
Okay.
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He sure is.
Adrian usually act like the baby, so I thought she was the
Adrian
baby.
is the oldest. She's the first.
Adrian,
And that's what she
special.
reminds us. I am the first.
Right.
And Alana will say, you're first. So yeah, Doug is the baby.
Doug is the baby.
But it is. Were they excited or not? I don't know. Not at first.
I can't see
No.
Adrian being excited. And I
none of them were
can't
at
see
first.
Alana.
Well, wait till you meet my sister.
I don't want to meet this
Wait till you meet my sister.
I don't want to meet this heaven.
Ooh-wee.
What did your family? I mean, now that you brought your sister up, you gotta tell me.
She was
no,
no.
no.
Just like that. no, you're not doing that. Oof. I was like, wow. This isn't what I expected.
Right.
But she was, my sister was hurt. She's a big sister.
Right.
So she's protective. Our brother, our the oldest, our big brother is no longer with us. He's not living anymore. So that makes her even more protective.
Right. This is my baby.
And I'm here to protect her.
Right.
And she was not excited at all for the same reasons. And I think sometimes the kids, even though they're grown, the kids would go to her house and talk to her about, they said this about mom, they said that about mom, and be upset. So they would try to not let me know sometimes how upset they are or were. Well, are, because it's still going on.
Right.
And so they would talk to my sister, and I found that out later.
Okay.
So it's rough.
Right.
It's rough.
But you got some good people with you this
I
time.
do.
So I think you're going to be just fine.
And what's really nice is I had good people because, we have stuck together.
Yes, you have.
We're like a crew.
Right. I talked to Jamaica about that.
Yeah, we're like a
show.
crew. And to have other people, I mean, it's like, I said, you know what? You can go from enemies to frenemies to friends.
Right.
And people I don't know if they don't want to see that happen, if they don't believe it. But it was, because I remember the first time you and I talked.
Right.
I was excited, actually, though.
I was a little nervous. I thought you was going to throw something when you came through the door. I never had met her, but I had met the children. And I'm like, oh, is she going to be like Adrian? Is she going to be like Alana? Is she going to be like Sweet Little Doug? I was hoping for Sweet Little Doug. I got Sweet Little Doug. I got Sweet Little Doug. So I appreciate that. What did you think when she said,
I'm going
Wyntis wants to meet with me?
I believe in giving people second chances. So, I couldn't wait to hear what the discussion was.
I can't wait. He's
Right.
calling. We're still there. Because we really, for me, I was having a good time.
Yeah.
And
We were talking about
a lot of stuff. And he was calling. I'm looking at the phone. Where are you? I just finished, Wrex.
Right.
Just
and
left.
I can remember your children there, and I'm like, call Adrian and let her know you're okay. Because she was blowing that
She
phone
was
up. Like, where my mama at? I'm like, look, me, your mama fine. Show your whole body. Look, you fine. And I didn't want to be perceived like that. I didn't want to be perceived like that when I was like, because that did something to me. Like, wow. I remember asking Dr. Weaver when we were sitting down, and we were looking on Facebook. I don't know what we were looking at that day. I said, did I look like this in 2019? She saw it. She said, yes. That's how you look. Why? How could I? Do you do social media?
Nope.
Is
Well,
this the
you
reason
do
why?
Instagram.
Oh, you
That's
got
it.
it. No, you done told everybody about to fly this Instagram page. You probably
Okay,
got
they're
one
gonna
post
see.
on there,
They're
though.
gonna see.
See some teeth.
So I guess so. That doesn't count. Does it?
No,
That's what he
people
does on
don't
Instagram.
But do you stay or shy away from social media because you don't want to hear the things, or?
That's pretty much it. I do think, like Facebook, I think it's a wonderful thing on certain things,
Okay.
but I think it's a terrible thing on
On
other
others.
things.
Okay.
So I just stay away from it.
Okay. Okay.
I don't want to be looking for nobody.
Right. We don't want you looking for nobody either.
He'll look for you.
I believe it. After being around everybody, I see the love. I like how the what girl dad, boy dad, girl mom, boy mom. I love the family dynamics. I just can't tell you. I think everybody just needs to know, like, you guys are a really close-knit family. You stick together. And I don't know if a lot of men could be as strong as you are and say, we got to go through this again. But it's only up from here. You got to do it again when she runs for governor and then president. We go to the White House.
One step at a time.
Okay, I'll slow down. Now, how do you juggle your separate professions and keep continuing your household?
Well, when I leave to go to work, I'm Dr. Weed.
Mhm.
When I leave work, I'm a husband and a father.
Right.
That's how it goes.
Okay.
You know? Pretty simple.
So do you cook when she
He
A little
does.
bit.
Does he cook?
A little
Okay.
bit.
He fixes chili. He does the. No, I'm moving up.
Okay. Okay.
He's the one when we have tacos. Him.
Okay.
When we have barbecue.
Yeah.
Him.
Okay.
Fried chicken.
Yeah.
Him.
Okay.
See, when we were dating,
Oh.
both of us cooked chili.
Okay.
After she had mine,
I mean, if he can
haven't
cook it and
heard-
I like it,
I
why do I
haven't
need to
had
do
hers
it?
since before
Right.
we were married.
Right. Right. If he can do it and I
agree,
like it,
I agree.
I don't need to do that.
I agree.
I can fix something else.
I agree.
But I still, hers was good too.
All right, they not probably like, what are you talking about chili? But I get it.
So
This is how they act. I mean, this is still
He cooks something. Oh, waffles, pancakes. Him.
him.
So pretty
Yeah.
soon you're gonna say, well, what do you fix? I cook too.
Well, yeah, I've yet to see it, but okay. but look, like I said, you remind me so much of my husband. My husband is on social media, but he posts cars all day, every day. He doesn't like politics, just like you. He doesn't like his wife in the limelight,
Mhm.
but he sits beside me because he knows this is my passion. This is what I like to do. Mayor Weaver, when you are in politics, when you were the mayor,
Mm-hmm.
after you weren't the mayor, you were still all traveling everywhere, all over, keeping Flint just in everybody's mouths. How do you turn that off and say, okay, this is enough. I have to go home and be a wife and a mother and a grandmother?
Yes, because now I'm a grandmother.
Yes,
because
I've
I
seen
have little
jumping in
Brooke.
the-
It's hard to turn off, really. It
Right.
is hard to turn off. But I remember, we were just out walking the other day, and I told him, I said, I'd been out until late every night. And this night I said, look, I'm going in early.
Mhm.
And they said, I said, because Mrs. is more important. to me."
Right. You told me that
I
one
told you
time.
that.
Yeah. you
I
told
said,
me
I'm
that.
going home.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said, because Wrex ain't going to change the locks on me.
Right. Right.
Because
She said that too.
Because I'll break
Yeah.
the window and come in.
you still going in.
I'm
with the
still
bags.
going in. But yes, I am.
Right.
And my kids help keep me grounded, really, because I remember they were in school when Adrian was in college, Alana was in college. Had Doug graduated yet? He was a year behind, so I'm not sure. They were in school, and I tell them, I say, let me know. If you just say, I need to talk, and I'll step out of what I'm doing.
Right.
So I wanted them to know that nothing was more important than them.
Mhm.
So they did that, and they didn't abuse that. But sometimes it's just, no, I need to be with my family. I remember I told Jamaica, I was talking to Jamaica, and I said, let me tell you something. I said, I'm going to be at home. If somebody calls and Wrex says, I don't know what she's doing, she's in the other room, I'm going to be at home this night.
Right. Yeah. You told me that
Yeah,
too.
you remember?
Time.
I did. Yeah, I said, I'm going to be at home.
Right.
He may say, I don't know what she's doing.
Right. Because
but she's in this house with me. She's in the house in Flint.
Right. And that matters a lot to
Right.
our husbands, that we're there, you know, and learning how to juggle different things. And was it ever a time that you thought she was giving too much and not receiving enough back?
No, I don't think so. Because I knew when she got into it, she was going to give as much as she could give because it's just important to her. I knew that. You know, and that was part of the reason why I went in and gave in.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
So, you know, happy wife, happy home. You know.
Right. That's right.
So no, I didn't have any problems with that.
That's good. That's good.
He just didn't want me to do it the second time.
Yeah, but
It's like,
here we go
but
again.
here we, and you know, it was funny because I said, "Ooh, this is just like the first time I ran." He was like, "Nope." I said, "Wow, no. How
No.
does that work?" And
But the first time was different because the lies weren't as strong, and you know, like I said, insinuating that she's stealing, not millions but billions with a B. You know,
Right. Right.
did you say billions with a B?
Billions with the B.
You know,
did.
and we got receipts and all of this stuff. You know, like they had all this proof, and it was just hard. And then even after you won, and they left the microphone in here. They had
I found some
20
money.
million.
Right. Found 20 million.
You left that behind.
Right.
Y'all forgot to steal that.
I
Right.
And
Stole the
You know,
furniture.
Right.
the
Oh yeah.
shredded-
Yeah, I
the
said
shredded
Jamaica took a
trucks.
chair.
You know, they were shredding documents.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in a place like that, in City Hall, I think shredded trucks come on a regular basis.
Right.
Anyway.
And they
Yeah,
did.
probably do.
Yeah.
Yeah. They probably
Yeah,
do.
that's
They
Like,
probably do.
man, this guy I don't know. I guess he doesn't think people in Flint are too smart.
Right.
So, you know.
What about your colleagues? Did they say, you know, hey, Wrex, your wife is mayor? You know?
Well, not the black ones. They were, you know, they understood. Some of the white guys
Okay.
they said things, but nothing negative.
Right.
But,
Well, not in your presence.
Right.
I don't think they would. Not in your
but
presence.
the black guys were with us.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. So you got the support within the
Right.
professional community. Okay.
That's right.
You know, sometimes people can be a little hard. You know, Rex's wife is the mayor. You know,
Thinks he's something.
yeah, she's just a doctor, but she's not really a doctor. We
Right.
heard that was one of the lies too.
Right.
I'm like, oh, yeah, she's just a doctor, but she's not really a doctor. And I'm like, fool,
How do you do that?
how do you do that?
Mhm.
You know, but you like you worked hard for that,
Yes, I did.
and so yeah,
Yes,
we're not
I
going to take
did.
that away from
Mm-mm.
you.
No, I did.
Now, do you and I know you enjoyed it
What?
being mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy being mayor? I mean, like
I mean,
it's got to be some little
there's
perks that
good
come with
things
your
about
wife
it.
being mayor.
There's good things about it, but
Yeah.
there's good things.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
Well,
But what? Yeah, we don't hear.
you know what I enjoyed was really, I mean, yeah, there were exciting moments. You were meeting people, but what we were able to get for Flint.
You see how
That
she
was-
always talk about Flint.
I can't help it.
Flint,
What we
Flint.
were able to get for Flint, that just made me feel good. I love Flint. I mean, you know,
I know you
I was
do.
born here. Our kids were born here. My mother was born here. My dad moved here. His dad was born here. And his mom moved here. Our parents were friends. My mom and his dad were both
did
from
do
Flint.
it together.
Right.
in
They played.
high school
She
or
played the
something?
piano, and what did he play? The violin.
Violin.
Oh,
So
wow.
at church, they'd be doing. So, I mean, Flint is important. I don't know. When I think about everything we were able to get for Flint,
Mhm.
I remember telling Wrex one time, I said it was worth it. Because people have said to me, was it worth it? With
Right.
everything you've been through, was it worth it? And I said it was hard, but it was worth it. Because what happened to us shouldn't have happened to us.
Right.
And being able to, you know, we didn't get everything we deserved. We know that we're still fighting, but it was worth it.
Right. But you're gonna go back and
I'm gonna go back and
you're
get
gonna
some more. And get some more.
The 2 years we think about November 2019 up until now. What did you learn? What have you learned from just sitting back and taking a break? Did you learn how to brace for what was coming?
Well, I probably thought I did until it started again. But you know, it's just hard to, like I said before, it's just hard to hear somebody say things about
Your
your
wife.
wife, and especially if it ain't true.
Right.
It's one thing if she did something, I'd say, hey, yeah, she was right on that. But so far, I haven't had to say that.
Right.
You know, and then it's hard to know that there's people out there that believe.
Right.
You know, and he's running this clean campaign and all of this.
You want to say that's some BS?
Right.
I'm gonna say it for you. That's some BS, and I know it has to be hard. And I nowhere near mayor, but just being involved in politics. Period. I hear my husband. Like I can almost just put that there right there in that chair, and I said, "Dang it, I'm nudged like every couple months. Maybe we can move back to Flint one day. I'm not going back to Flint for you to run for nothing." And I'm like, I can't leave my husband, but I want to go back. And I can't take it if you was down there and if men talk to you like, I just couldn't take it. Have you ever almost got up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've said something to people.
Okay. Okay.
So,
yeah. Has it ever made you shy away from certain people because you knew that your husband might pop off? We have those nights, and that makes that next day a little hard.
No, but I'll tell you what. I remember not too long ago, I saw him kind of popping off, and I said, "Go over there where Wrex is right now." I said, "Go over there, see what's going on," because I could tell from his body language. I said,
it was gonna be a Will Smith moment.
Yeah, and part of me was happy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just be honest, because you get tired of it.
Yeah,
you get tired of being lied on.
Yeah,
and that's what got me. I said, and I just, the way I raised our kids was not to do that. And
you raised them to be respectful. When we were up there, back in 2019 in November, I remember Art saying, after we had got through at the precinct, he said, "They're really some cool kids." I said, "I know." I said, "They are," and they was nice. I had lost one of my AirPods, and Doug and Adrian said, "Well, we'll help you find it." And I'm like, "They talking to me," And then it came to, we going to get something to eat. Y'all want something? It was like, wow. Sometimes you just got to get to know people for yourself,
right?
Before you pass judgment.
Yeah, that's true. And more of us need to do that.
Yep.
More of us need to do that. And I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that too. I'm glad we did.
I'm glad we did too. I've noticed a lot of, from 2-3 years ago when you were in office until today, the African Americans, it seems like we weren't lifted up. What would you do different? What would you do? I still want to give you your little form here. When you win again, what would you do different to bring the Black community back together?
Oh, okay, that's a different question, because, and like I said, one is I would continue in the direction that we're going, because, like I said, people are like, well, why are you talking to this person, this person, this person? I mean, I think if I can't show that kind of leadership, why would I expect it from others?
Right.
If I can't sit down and have a conversation with you, we may end up saying, still don't like you.
Right.
But at least we went and sat together and tried, and I'm still going to do what's best for Flint. I'm not going to say, well, I don't like her, so I'm not going to do that. And I think we need to continue to do those kinds of things. I would hope that, while, like I said, we may not all end up liking each other, I think we should have a mutual respect for each other. And I think there are goals that we can work on that are bigger than our likes and dislikes.
Absolutely.
I want to live in a safe community.
Absolutely.
The person next to me may not like me, but I bet they want to live in a safe community.
Right.
Let's work on that. Let's work on that. I want a clean community. Whether you like me or not, I bet you want one too.
And when you say that the person next to me might not like you, I think a lot of people don't really know you, because, and when I say you got to get to know you, because you're shy. She is shy. She said, look, he said okay, but
I guess compared to him,
when we're out different places, people are always coming up to Dr. Weaver, but she's like, she just shies back and she takes the picture and she smiles. I mean, is she not like that at home, Dr. Weaver?
You said,
Sometimes.
sometimes. I mean, go ahead.
She's like that. She is. And like I said before, she just wants to do good for Flint. And I think she got it from her parents, her sister. All of them tried to do things for Flint.
Right.
And it's just her turn right now. And so yeah, she's genuine as far as that goes, for sure.
That's good.
But I am a person that can just sit in the back. I was always that kind of person. I could just sit in the back and be happy. I didn't sit up in the front. I sat in the back. Wrex and I, when we go places, we can just sit there and people watch and just be just as happy and laughing and just, imagining.
When was the last time y'all took a vacation?
Okay.
That long ago.
No, we did take one in December with the family.
Okay.
We took one with the family. Well, all the grown childrens went,
Adrian,
and we had a
too.
good time. But we're gonna take one soon. He just doesn't know.
Oh, okay. Okay. After the primary,
Yeah,
before
we're gonna
weekend.
take one. I keep putting that out there.
Hint, hint.
Right.
It takes us a minute as Virgo Libras to catch on.
Is that what it is?
It takes us a minute, but once we catch on, he understands that you now want to go to Aruba for a weekend.
How did you know?
I mean, because I know. I get him
It's
to
one of
do
my
it.
favorite places.
Really? Oh,
Mhm.
look how y'all look at each other
Mhm.
after 35 years.
It's one of my favorite places.
Dr. Wrex Weaver, the husband of Dr. Karen Weaver, looking at your wife right now. What words of encouragement do you have for her for this election season?
Just to keep doing what she's doing. She's telling the truth. Her heart is in trying to do the best for Flint. And I think she can do it.
I know
So,
she can do it.
I hope more people think she can do it than the other people.
Right, right.
It's funny sometimes because he doesn't say a lot.
No,
But
because you were shocked that he's even on here.
I am shocked.
You
I am
really
shocked because we had scheduled. I said, "You are not getting Wrex on here."
I said, yes, I
And she
am.
did. She said, "Yes, I am." And I don't know what you did. You worked your magic. I mean, I was sitting there like, what is going on here? I'm listening to this conversation. I said, "Did he agree?"
Yes, he
And
did.
he agreed. And I'm thinking,
I remember
Wow.
telling Jamaica a while back, and before, like a couple months ago, when she put you on the schedule, and I said, Dr. Wrex is coming on too. She's
Jamaica
like,
didn't believe you, did she?
no, she said,
I didn't either.
She said, Wyntis gone. He ain't coming on no show. I said, yes, he is. She's like, no, he's not. Nobody believed me. But,
I didn't either.
it's the
and I heard it.
whole show.
I heard it with my own ears. I watched him go from no to maybe to okay. Yes. I was like, wow. But every now and then, he doesn't say much, but I would come home after something had happened. We had gotten something good for Flint, and he'd say, "I'm proud of you," and I'm like, "You are? You would."
I know.
He said, I know. I said it.
And that made me feel good.
I mean, and that has to make you feel good, knowing that she can pick up the phone and call, Cher, Hillary Clinton.
That's who told me I was going to run. That was the first person that told me I was going to run again.
Sonny and Cher.
Sonny's dead.
Oh my God!
I didn't talk to him. No, Hillary.
Hillary.
After I lost, I was trying to process all of this. And I remember saying, I know we weren't perfect, but I thought we had done a good job. And I knew every day I went in, I was trying to figure out what else I could do for Flint. And so I'm up here trying to figure this out. And I called Hillary Clinton. And I said, I need to talk. And because I said, she's been through a lot.
Right.
And I was reading her book, What Happened. And I was reading and I closed it and put it down. And when she told me, she said, "You want to come to New York?" I said, yes. So I went to New York and I told her, I said, I was trying to read your book. I said, I'd have to close it. And she said, why? I said, well, it was the same playbook that was used on me and Flint. And we talked for about 2.5 hours. And when I was getting ready to leave, she said, Mayor Weaver? I said, yeah. She said, go back and get your seat. And,
oh, wow.
And I'm in my head, I had this whole conversation I said to her. But I said, did this lady hear anything I said? I just left City Hall. I'm not trying to go back to City Hall.
Right.
I know I didn't fly to New York but she was the first one. After listening to everything I said, that was her advice to me. That was in December of 19.
Wow.
And I thought, I never saw it coming, and other people were talking. I'm like, what are these people talking about? Because I didn't see it coming. Because I was having a good time. You know, I was working with the African American Mayors Association. I was doing the radio. I was having fun on the radio.
Yeah.
That was
right.
I got to go to Dr. Pugh and we got to go to Scotland to represent Flint.
Oh, wow.
With the TED Talks. I mean, I got to work with Bloomberg on the presidential campaign. So I was doing all of these.
Flint.
Right. I was doing all right. I was doing all of these other things, not thinking.
Now, just let me pause you right there, because you're naming all of these things that you were doing as a husband. Because this is advice from my husband that I want you to give him. How do you handle having such a successful wife that is known by everyone?
You know what? I mean, it's just easy.
You gotta tell me. You like sometimes you gotta be like,
I mean,
whoa, what if
sometimes-
Morris Chestnut do walk in? You know, and he looking at
He probably said he'll send her back. She'll be asking him to fix the chili and make the tacos.
right.
Sometimes it's hard, you know, that like if we go out and next thing I know she's talking to 4 or 5 different people.
Right.
But I mean, it's she uses her time well. She takes care of me.
Oh, okay. Then. Well, we not going to talk. What's that man? That one man show that had that? He had that nasty show. We not gonna do that nasty. What's that man I'm talking about?
I'm thinking of who?
Oh, I can't think of his name with the long hair.
I was gonna say Howard Stern.
Howard Stern.
That's what I
That's it.
was
Howard Stern.
thinking.
Because that's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother.
Because we got good, upstanding citizens
That's
watching us
right.
tonight. But I'm glad you take care of your
When we
money.
go to the Wyntis After Dark show.
Yeah, Wyntis After Dark show. Now you know Wyntis got to go home to be a wife too. Now, so
Wyntis will be sleep after dark. I found that out about you
Wyntis
too.
sleep. I go to
Wyntis will be
bed.
sleep after dark. We won't have that show.
No, sure won't. But I thank you. I thank you all for coming on the show today. I thank you for keeping your word. And I just thank you for this. You can't do no more interviews. I'm gonna make you sign a contract.
You sign a contract?
He said, "Don't worry about it."
He's probably wondering, how did I do this?
Dr. and Mrs. Weaver,
Yes.
take us home. Last words from the both of you.
Vote for my wife. Vote for me.
He said, vote for my wife. And stop talking about her.
That's right.
Really?
Karen Weaver.
Well, I'm going to just say, I don't know how you did it. I don't know how she got you on here. That was something to me, really.
Right.
Really.
I'm looking at your pen.
You know, I always wear pins. I always wear one. And it depends on what's going on right now. It's time to vote. People,
August 2nd.
I want them to come out and vote. And
August 2nd.
I am asking for your support. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that on the show, but I am.
Well, I let you take it over since you are the mayor.
I mean, you know, Flint is important. And one thing I will say is I wasn't perfect, but I always went into City Hall with Flint on my mind and in my heart and what I could do for Flint.
Are you going to pay W.T. Stevens?
Look.
You going to pay the police?
Look, we're going to do a whole lot of things.
Right.
And
you always say we.
Because I didn't do it by myself. I didn't do it by myself. I had a team around me. One of the things I always say is, I mean, I'm smart in this area, but I need somebody else smart in this area, and this area, and this area, because I don't know everything. Mm-hmm. And if I'm the smartest person in the room, what does William say? Change rooms.
Right.
Yeah, he said, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
That's right.
You're sitting at the wrong table. And so I tried to surround myself with people that were smart, that showed initiative. So that's why I say we, because it wasn't, I did all of this by myself. I did it because of the team I had. And I knew God had my back. I always told people that.
Amen.
I said I wasn't able to accomplish anything by myself. I told a lady today I had some prayer warriors,
Yes.
and I didn't even know all of them.
Mhm.
And so that's how things were happening. So I always have to go back and say, I know where my strength came from. I know where the achievements came from. And God was using me because it wasn't my decision. I didn't want to be mayor, but I had to be obedient. And so I didn't stop fighting for Flint. I'm not going to stop fighting for Flint. I believe Flint needs a voice. We need someone that's speaking up and speaking out and thinks we're worth the fight, because we are worth the fight. Flint deserves better. And I have gotten prayed up, refocused, re-energized. We got some unfinished business to take care of. So vote August 2nd. Karen Weaver. I'm humbly asking for your vote, and I appreciate it. And I want to thank you. Thank you. I mean, really, who would have thought we would be doing this?
That's right. That's right.
Who would have thought it?
That's right.
So no, I appreciate you, and you went through a lot, and I'm sorry that you're going through what you're going through, because I know people are attacking you and trying to beat you up and beat you down and make you feel bad, and that's what we need to stop doing.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, we don't have to like each other, but let's be respectful.
Right.
Let's be
Right.
respectful and recognize that we are people,
Mhm.
and we're all here and say we love Flint. So let's love each other too.
That's right.
So vote Karen Weaver.
Vote Karen.
I'm done.
She's
done.
You know what? It's nothing else to say but thank you. Thank you all for tuning in. And also next week, see, because I told you this is prayer.
We need a drum roll.
Next week, I got them pastors coming on.
Uh-oh.
We got some concerned pastors. We got moderator Alan Overton and first vice moderator Pastor Wallace Hill III,
Oh, I can't wait.
aka the pastor. So tune in next week, and thank you all for watching.